Yaps. It's in the name.
Fox News alert, President
God
Trump
bless.
making it very clear that if America has to get involved in Iran, it'll end on our terms. And it looks like he's preparing for any scenario. The E-4B Doomsday plane just made an unexpected flight to D.C.
We got the
That
Doomsday
billion-dollar
plane in the
aircraft
air.
was designed to withstand nuclear blasts and keep top government officials safe when threats are off the charts. And it landed at Joint Base Andrews under the cover of night on Tuesday. Right now, the United States has two destroyers anchored in the Mediterranean, the USS Sullivans and the USS Thomas Hudner. Both of these $100 million platforms have been shooting down Iranian missiles. To the south is a carrier strike group, the USS Carl Vinson in the Arabian Sea just off the coast of Iran, flanked by four...
Arma, my biggest frustration with this is that, like, I don't want humans to die. At the end of the day, these politicians are going back and forth and causing this conflict, but they're not the ones who put on the helmet, suit up, and go out to war. That's guys like me and you, our brothers and sisters, right? That's who goes out there to fight this, to put their lives, their flesh on the line. Not the politicians, and that's what hurts my heart. That's why I'm shaking my head.
Four ships providing security to U.S. bases in the region, and a super carrier, the USS Gerald Ford. It's on its way and should be on the scene soon. Dozens of F-16s have been repositioned from Italy to the Saudi Arabia base, and F-22s and F-35s are on their way. Now, if we're going to drop bunker busters on the Iranian nuke site, it'll be done by B-2 stealth bombers. These aren't officially in the region, but sources tell Primetime
They aren't officially in the region, but they could be.
They've seen tactical movement in the last 24 hours. This is a major moment for Trump, and he's aware that his legacy is on the line.
It literally
Quote,
is.
He is in his last term of his presidency. He may or may not see a window to do something that is something he's always believed is right and is important for the world, and has the added benefit of being legacy building. And this is a window. It's never existed before. It will likely never exist again insofar as he can do anything about it. So while he has that window, he's going to take a shot, even if it is not something that everybody agrees with.
That's a scary, scary sentiment.
Now, the president says he hasn't made up his mind, and he's keeping his options open, and we believe that. Iran's foreign minister is flying to Switzerland for talks with the Europeans tomorrow. 47's offering them one last chance.
Regarding the ongoing situation in Iran, I know there has been a lot of speculation amongst all of you in the media regarding the president's decision-making and whether or not the United States will be directly involved. In light of that news, I have a message directly from the president, and I quote, "Based on the fact that there's a substantial chance of negotiations that may or may not take place with Iran in the near future, I will make my decision whether or not to go within the next 2 weeks."
Yeah.
This could be Trump giving the Ayatollah a final olive branch, or it could be a pump fake, and we could go in tomorrow. And 2 weeks from today is July 4th. Maybe Trump's planning for fireworks halfway around the world. We don't know. The CIA director told lawmakers...
I mean, I like making jokes, but goddamn. They're gonna go over there on our Independence Day and say, "Hey, taste our independence on your nuts on your face." Like, God bless.
Iran's locked and loaded, and their nuke programs at the goal line.
Who was saying that last
Quote,
night? Demon was
it's like
saying the
saying
same
a football
shit.
team marched 99 yards down the field, got to the 1 yard line, and they don't have the intention to score. Now, the CIA told us things before the Iraq War that turned out not to be true. The difference is this time, the inspectors have seen the program. We've all seen the program, and the Israelis see everything. There's no question the Iran nuclear program is alive and active.
Why do the Israelis see everything? If they're such a small state, why do they have so much power? I get that they basically have all of our weapons, like they buy a lot of it, but shit. Hey, speaking of Demon, look who's here.
The only question is how long it'll take them to
Demon?
nuke up when they get the go-ahead. Now, Iran is the world's lead sponsor of terror, and with a nuclear weapon, it could hold the world hostage. Not to mention, they control the shipping lanes where a third of the world's oil goes through. If President Trump does decide to drop bunker busters on their nuke site, we're not going to sit back and let the Iranians retaliate. So there has to be a massive air campaign that goes along with this.
The Iranian president
We'd have
is the
to
biggest
knock out
problem.
Iran's ballistic missile stockpiles. And
That's why I was saying in that last thing that we're reacting to, I was like, I don't think it's the best place to do it in like a public area. But if we know where he's at, we have precision missiles. Just hit his room when he's sleeping in the middle of the night. Just boom. And seemingly a big problem is now resolved. Now there's going to be more issues, like there's now a power vacuum. You don't know who's going to fill that place, that void. It may be somebody who's just as large of, you know, a religious zealot that controls Iran. And if that's the case, send in another one.
any offensive capability. So we're not sitting ducks. There's probably a rich target list that Trump would have to approve. The Guardian reported Trump was getting cold feet, worried about the effectiveness of bunker busters and not willing to use tactical nukes. But the White House tells Fox that's not true. Everything's on the table, even tactical nukes. The big question is, if the United States does target Iran, what happens next? The White House isn't considering boots on the ground.
Nukes?
Iran's 3 times the size of Texas and surrounded by mountains.
Invading Iran by land? Almost impossible.
Don't worry. If that's the case, then they have the geographic border for the other countries. Just bomb the shit out of them. If they're just in a hole in the mountains, let it rain. Let it rain like it's the 4th of July. Screw it. I'm on Jesse's side now.
And here's why. To the west, the Zagros
If he
Mountains,
dies, then it'll
a
be all
rocky
out
wall
war?
with narrow...
I don't know if that's true, because the people of Iran don't even like him. They may be celebrating too if he dies. My fear is it would be like the Houthis, Hamas, all of the people that Iran have been propagating and funding, they would come in and say, oh shit, now we could just take it over. Instead of buying little things from the catalog, we'll just take the whole damn thing. That would be my fear.
Narrow passes, easy to defend, hard to attack. To the north, the Elburz Mountains, rising like a shield beside the Caspian Sea. To the east, more rugged mountains near Afghanistan and Pakistan. Still no easy entry. And in the middle, 2 deadly deserts, Dashti Kavir and Dashti Lut. Scorching heat, salt flats, sand that swallows tanks, mountains, deserts, bottlenecks. Iran is a natural fortress, and that's why invading Iran by land is a military nightmare.
Iran's different than Iraq, because you wouldn't
Demon, I'll
have
speak on that
legions
after
of
this.
foreign fighters pouring into the country to target Americans. Well, because there won't be any Americans there, and 2, good luck getting in. The war is escalating quickly. Last night, an Iranian missile struck an Israeli hospital.
Sad.
Israel's calling it a war crime, and its defense minister says the Ayatollah can no longer continue to exist. Israel just destroyed a nuclear reactor, which was producing plutonium. And no one's coming to the Ayatollah's side. Hezbollah hasn't fired a single missile since the start of the campaign. The Shiites haven't targeted American military bases in Iraq. And the Houthis in Yemen have been quiet.
It feels like all 3 of those groups are just waiting for the Ayatollah to be assassinated, and then one of those groups is just going to take it over. That's legitimately my fear.
The Ayatollah is all alone, hiding in a bunker. His nuclear scientists and generals all assassinated. He's 86 years old. He's ruled Iran with an iron fist for over 3 decades. The man's a proud, stubborn, religious revolutionary. Something tells me he's going to go down fighting.
Yeah.
Now, if the United States neutralizes his nukes and his missiles, is he still able to wield power?
No.
The Iranian economy is a disaster. He can't protect his people. He's mistreated them for years.
Absolutely.
So the
They don't
streets
even
will
like
start
him.
to teeter.
They
It's
already
possible he hangs on, but a coup is likely.
Very much so.
Or does
But are we / Israel / the rest of the world kind of funding and pushing that coup? I think so.
Trump greenlight Israel to take him out?
If the Ayatollah stays in command, he will retaliate, and
Israel,
they will
Israel will kill him.
activate sleeper cells.
Israel's
I mean,
Israel's going to kill him.
Now, we don't know that,
Damn.
but we have to use a light touch. This is delicate. We don't have a problem with the Iranian people. We have a problem with the regime.
Thank you.
An unarmed Iran that's
Perfectly
not an
said.
arch enemy of the United States could lead to the region uniting under American sponsorship and give us major leverage over the Chinese, who import almost all of their oil.
You notice how it always goes back to the money and the oil? American sponsorship, anti-China, oil.
The risk is being too ambitious and not grounded in reality. There's also a risk of doing nothing. There's downside to everything. Sleeper cells could activate, cyber attacks, terror attacks, slippery slopes. Donald Trump's deliberately and carefully calibrating each of these scenarios, and we elected him for moments like this. It all comes down to one thing.
Trust in President Trump. President Trump has incredible instincts, and President Trump kept America and the world safe in his first term as president in implementing a peace through strength foreign policy agenda.
This
And
can escalate
with respect
quickly?
to
I
Iran,
hope not as
nobody
well.
should be surprised by the president's position that Iran absolutely cannot obtain a nuclear weapon. He's been unequivocally clear about this for decades, not just as president, not just as a presidential candidate, but also as a private citizen.
Click
I
here
didn't
to
know that.
subscribe to the Fox News YouTube.
Man, okay. Once more, I'll say it again. I think a deal can be done with Iran for them to have a nuclear program, but that nuclear program can only be directed into generating energy for like fueling the city and the lights and the electricity. It cannot ever, though, even flirt with the idea of it switching over and becoming weaponized, right? Like that's where I see it, and I've said it before. I think if Iran did actually have a nuclear warhead that they could put on something and just slingshot across the earth, they would. And what it hits, we don't know, right? Like they would say it's going for Israel, but I don't believe them. It could hit anything, right? And Demon, you asked, L, what's your thoughts on Trump saying he loves Pakistan? Is it just a strategy so that America can use bases in Pakistan for Iran? No, I would need to hear exactly what he says, but Trump is a big fan of Modi and India. I don't think Trump is getting enough credit for de-escalating the tensions between Pakistan and India. I mean, Pakistan was throwing the biggest rocks that they could over at India, and India was like, what the hell, man? Let's shut off your water, and let's just, boom, India came out and retaliated. It was like, no. But Pakistan legitimately, we remember in Pelgram, the Pelgram village, or in Pelagram, like that's unacceptable. Unacceptable in any stretch of the means. So me as an individual, not a fan of Pakistan. I'm not a fan of any religious ran country under that specific religion, right? Like I think that specific religion is very oppressive. The people that over there in the Middle East, they talk about, like men and, women become like this objectified thing. And really, they're just a bunch of gay boys who have harem boys. They're a bunch of pedophiles who get these little boys and pound their butts every night. And it's utterly disgusting. That's in Pakistan. That's in Afghanistan. That's in Iraq. That's in Iran. All of these little, I don't want to say Muslim ran countries, and I know I'm sounding like I feel like a crazy person talking the way that I'm talking. But having military dudes who have been over there, who have talked to me about this, who, you could see the darkness in their eyes and them drinking their drink just like shaking because they know that is just disgusting, right? I don't care that it's a dude with a dude. I don't care about any of that. If you like the same gender that you are, so be it. I don't care. I do care when you're trying to get with a kid. Under 18, under 14, they're going for like single digit age of like 8, 9 year olds. Like we can all agree that is too much.